It looks like
Some changes up.
instantly they're done messing around. Boxy is not going to get a Mumu. The Blitzcrank is gone. The Mel is gone. Freljord Frost is not effing around anymore. They're not going to have a third F. So they banned
Changing
those
up all
three.
three of their bans from the previous sets. Go for just that team comp. Hated it. Don't give us any of that again. He doesn't miss. Blitzcrank taking away a Mumu. No more curse. No more crying. And Mel, get that out of here. We're gonna first pick Aurelion Soul. No ban. No changes to the bans for DMJ.
Yeah, fascinating iteration here, because I feel like the choice to not pick Syndra is a pretty significant step away in ego for Freljord here. So Hope onto the Aurelion Soul. They also with the Aurora Jarvan as the counter lock in. I will say, sure, they've gotten rid of the Amumu, but Jarvan has arguably been Boxy's best champion the entire split. So the fact that he gets his Jarvan here in game 3, this could be the lockout game for the Justice.
Freljord Frost banning away actually Aurelion Soul both games, and now with their third set on the first pick, that's when they choose to pick up the Aurelion Soul. And then the Aurora left up, so I'm not sure if this is just a prepared answer or just a preferred pick. But DMJ, I think these are two comfort champions. This looks great starting out, but then Viego, so definitely some comfort. And we have seen the mid lanes; they've been able to scale it out. It's not been a place where one side or the other is really getting choked out, even though Lowell was managing to find himself a nice CS advantage in the last matchup.
Absolutely. Rumble secured here for Bell as well. Super hype. I love the Rumble and the Jarvan. You get him into the Cataclysm, and then you roast him alive with the Equalizer. I really like that synergy there for Demacia.
Classic DMJ combo.
Meanwhile, Freljord, you can see they've got the Misfortune that they pick up here. That combos well with the Sky's Descent from the Aurelion Soul as well. So
also a nice takeaway.
Yep, so great plays here. The bans coming through. It's top lane that Demacia bans out, and bot lane for Freljord. We do see Leona as the pickup here. Leona Jarvan. It makes sense. We've really seen, again, Boxy and Chestnut. They love to play together. They love to team up as a duo and find picks. And so, giving both of them engaged champions makes a lot of sense here for Demacia, sticking to their theme, if you will. Cho'Gath is the answer into Rumble, and then Nautilus, the final pick. And a nice lane pick here for Misfortune Nautilus. I love that lane. So I like Freljord's team comp. Demacia, the Justice, they rounded out with a Samira. Leona Samira, also very aggressive. So I actually think that we might see a 2v2 fight here that isn't just a solo kill followed up by a Kog'Maw passive kill. As opposed to what we saw last game.
I cannot believe how many Beza managed to pick up that match, but not going to find anything of the sort.
And we are live here with Game 3. Yeah, so...
hype, it's Game 3. It's win or go home for Freljord Frost right now.
Yeah, I mean, backs against the wall. Bez and Bassoon picking a classic bot lane combo. Hope with a full
switch. There will
switch.
be no 5 point this time. Freljord Frost group is 5 and move to the bot side.
Yeah, Nautilus is a crazy level 1. I kind of like this. Interested to see what the actual path is that they take here. Inferno might actually spot this out. There is a ward here, and so this ward will discover them. So, interesting. It's almost like they fully predicted that. This is the first time that Chestnut and Inferno haven't 5-pointed.
Great read out of DMJ either way. Just warding the bush and then hiding at the tower, staying completely safe. Simon with a follow-up ward, but he's hooked out.
Still lands it, though. His team a little bit too far away. The Rupture will not connect, and so it is just
no faith.
the
Bassoon left out to dry, not even managing to pull his flash away from the well. But not the end of the world. They're going to reset away. Both teams relatively happy with this trade. It's nothing too bad. Some wards invested from both sides, and we'll be pretty much neutral for the start of laning.
What's your excuse?
Whew. All right, so yeah,
both are starting top side this time.
Well, I like that little hook back to lane. Get Bassoon back even that much quicker. All right, so yeah, it's both junglers knowing, and kind of like I mentioned in the draft analysis, I think that they're going to be diving bot, to be honest, and I think this bot lane is going to be really spicy. So let's watch to see what Beza and Bassoon can do. Bassoon, again, at this point, it's, what time is it in the UK? It's getting pretty late. It's about 1:30, I believe. So, and again, playing on mute. So, going to be using the pings, but this is a pretty straightforward lane to play. You know, you hit level 2, you go all in. Leona and Samir are looking to do the same. It is a race as the nice passive
trade
rune
on
is landed.
Chestnut.
Level 2 is here, though, and Chestnut's going to Zenith Blade right in, land the Q. They get a nice trade damage down. The follow-up hook, nice sidestep, but Bassoon will flash in, land another passive in onto Inferno. And Inferno running forward does have the charged up abilities. Another Zenith Blade down onto Beza, but Beza easy able to trade this back. The passive, one more auto would have done it. Chestnut will walk away. And all of that is happening bot side, and Hope is almost dead mid as soon as we turn back mid.
What happened to mid?
Oh, and the flash in! Oh, that's great. Game 3
Nobody's 0 kills on the board, by the way. None. Absolutely nobody is dead yet, but we've had some close calls.
Yeah, dude, screw
no
waiting.
reset bot side of an Inferno, just choosing to, he can't afford to give up this much experience early on. Will hold under the tower. His potion is down for both of the AD carries, but Inferno left dangerously low to try to defend this tower. He needs his support to come back from Chestnut.
Realistically,
and the ward and the Tribe Rush is going to stop Boxy from coming to their rescue either.
I like this state. You honestly cannot dive at level 2, and so now at level 3, he's definitely in danger of being dove. But if they were to dive him there, he gets a double kill. And so, yeah, sure, he loses some of that gold, but they have to commit both, and he's just going to pick up both easily. So I like
experience
this.
Advantage you give up if you reset there is huge. So
Yeah.
I think staying and managing to not give up the kill is really important, even if you're going down CS. And he's not. He's completely even at the moment.
Yeah, he was actually up in farm. As that wave, he's got another wave crashing here. So both junglers are bot side, but the fighting already went down. So we'll see if they, get to do anything. Bell showing why Rumble is such a nuisance, but Duck is going to be looking to scale.
From behind. Engage down onto Hope as he flies away. We could see a new fight evolve as both junglers are going to walk to the top side trying to find this scuttle perhaps, but no, Boxy just going to reset. He said I got the bot.
Look at these harpoons though. I mean, dude, Bell looks so good in this lane phase, and that's really been his weakness this season is the lane phase for this top lane. And so the fact that he's able to already have a nice little lead here, big lead in pressure, Emperor looking for a gank. This is kind of what we've come to expect out of Emperor and Hope is they're going to team up and they're going to 2 versus 1 in mid. Luella's faced it in game 1 and 2 so far, but they've been able to come out on top. The Demacia and Justice looking to close out the series here. They'd love to avoid it going to a game 4 or a game 5. They'd love to
digging his way out of that valley in the bot side, finds the reset, and Chestnut on the roam out after not wanting to be left alone in the lane as it pushes back towards them. Great use of the cannon wave to get back to lane without dropping too much. Still down in CS now after the early pressure.
Okay, Emperor with a first real look here, but he is not going to actually get the stun. He channeled it too long. Bell able to use the minion wave really well, so it's a flash out from Duck, and he again has the summoner spell advantage. But Emperor on the cooldown, able to land it. He's silenced now. Bell has to try and get this turn, and there's the flash out. So a nice. Honestly, just Emperor sticking around there. So it is still 1 flash to 2. But able to even the lane phase out for his top laner.
Hook just barely missing onto Inferno as Boxy takes the dragon. They saw the jungler in the top side. Boxy has been on it with these dragons.
Yeah,
when they spot the jungler in the top side, he's
done so well.
Invading or starting an objective.
Absolutely. Hey, okay, great. You want to gank my top laner? I'll take your dragon, right? You want to take my blue buff? After you die, I'll go take yours. Boxy has an answer to everything Emperor has thrown at him so far in the series, and Emperor is really going to have to step up here in game 3. He doesn't have another game to bounce back if they lose this one. So, yeah, really important for the Frost to show up here in game 3. Hope with a big advantage, to be honest, at this point. And he is going to look for the all-in as the passives start to come down. Will this be the solo kill? It's a first blood and a solo bolo in the mid lane. But look at this. The Zenith Blade in.
It might be second blood. Inferno dropped very low.
It's a flash in
flash
from
away.
It shoots us right up to top side. I feel like we need to go back to bot, but look at top. The feast comes through. Bell forgot about the feast. He had equalizer. He didn't use it. Bassoon!
In the bot side
huge hook!
But
Chestnut,
Inferno manages to sneak away. Boxy's here on the follow-up to the counter engage.
dude,
Bassoon dropped low.
that was one of the most
300 HP, they're
impressive
on the
Q
chase.
timings. Oh, and the flash forward lands the stun, but it's buffered
What the
from the
buffer?
hook. Oh.
These supports are driving this lane tonight as Bassoon and Chestnut trade blows. He needs to dodge the stun, and he does! Impro!
Bassoon!
The hook connects!
No way Chestnut gets away. Okay, I was going to say, there it is.
And the feats of warfare finally go over to Freljord. 7 minutes 20 into this game, and it's 3 on the scoreboard, but Bell wants to get back for his team.
Flag and drag in onto Empro. Yeah, Empro can't get out here as well. Actually, the cooldown, that Aurora ulti didn't actually last as long, so Empro will just walk out. So 3-0, that's already the feats of warfare. That's half of the feats of strength going over to the Freljord Frost. And honestly, when you're down 0-2 in the series, this is a great way to start game 3. Every lane, a kill in every lane.
Yep, especially starting out on the Asol, which you're really hoping to just get to the late game and picking up the first blood. We went from no kills to feats of warfare in about a minute and a half there, as Freljord Frost really just cracked the game open. And I would say the momentum is now solidly in their hands as we approach the mid game. We have Kevin's up on the board 8 minutes into the game. Boxy clearing his top side of the camps, topside camps. Empro doing the same. And which supports are roaming up here? We've got Chestnut available as Boxy jumps over the wall.
Bassoon's about 10 seconds behind, so he is on the roam. We might see him join it, but he will be late to this. So Boxy has to flash out as the Zenith Blade in, and the Sky's Descend does pick up the kill. Lowell on the side, though, trying to find the counter kill onto Empro. Bell is in a bad spot as the Rupture will land the counter hook. It's a double kill, and Hope picks it up. That's already 3 kills as he flies forward the Rupture onto Lowell, and it's a feast. So that's another stack. It's 6-0, and the Freljord Frost have shown up to play here as Inferno looking for the all-in, looking for the solo bolo, and he finds it. Bot side, he's left alone. A massive counter kill on the opposite side of the map. That's huge. That's what the Justice needed there. I mean, it was really starting to spiral.
Definitely needed. Yeah, Boxy over the wall a little too early. He doesn't have priority topside, and it really hurts him as Duck and Impro collapse. Impro with huge damage falling him over the wall, and then the skies descend on him. Hope finishes the kill, and then it's just a massacre in the top side of the map as the well runs deep for the trying to pick up the finish onto Impro, unable to find it, and both the grubs and the kills going Freljord Frost's way.
Yeah, so
great start to this.
We can take a look at some of these stack numbers. 92 Stardust here for Hope. So it's getting stacked up. That ultimate is going to come. It's going to hit pretty hard once he gets enough stacks there. I think it's 125 if I'm not mistaken, or 120 maybe. But yeah, Lowell definitely dealing some chunk damage. 0-2 and 0, but still outputting damage in these short little trades. Unable to actually find the effectiveness in the team fight though. And I think things have kind of turned topside. Yeah, Duck is now going to look for this rundown. He does have Feast as well, so he only needs to get him a bit lower. Equalizer down onto his path. Nice equalizer to try and time this out. But the flash Feast and Duck with the return kill. And this, I mean, this Cho'Gath is now going to start to have his way in the matchup. It's a massive swing in momentum. And the Freljord Frost 7-1.
Solo laners 301, 301. The bounties for the top side of the map, Freljord Frost is looking so dominant in these solo lanes in game 2. And we mentioned that Bell and Lowell were looking good in the matchups, but they've really just been perhaps figured out as we've passed level 6. The lanes have absolutely turned around. These skirmishes have broken the game wide open, and Freljord Frost is running away with it for the moment.
Yeah, I think Demacia is going to want that Void Grubs fight back. They had the numbers, they just weren't connected as a unit there, and Freljord able to really just pick them apart and take advantage. And that's what they needed to do. There's so much pressure.
They found it. Boxy is here, though. He's got the early roam advantage, but Impro is going to arrive. They've got 3 versus 3 on the bot side. Lowell resetting without teleport available, and Hope clears the wave. He's going to walk down.
Oh, and it's a beautiful spell shield out as the ultimate in from Bassoon lands onto Inferno. So that is ulti used. The stun landing as the Solar Flare is down onto Beza. That's already 1 kill. Charged up Samira will pick up another. That's 2 down. But the skies, the singularity is there. Cataclysm down onto Empro and Hope. And Hope, so much damage dealing out. It's a shutdown for Inferno. Can he pick up one more?
Huge!
And he does. It's a 4-4-1 as the Demacia and Justice try to put it away here in game 3. They stand tall and they fight back. 8-5 in kills. They're still down, but a massive swing. 4 kills for the Samira.
It's a triple kill onto Samira as Inferno has one stolen from him by Chestnut, or else he would be the sole kill holder on the match. They don't keep everybody around to finish that dragon. They're going to reset, and they're going to have to refight if they want to do so. But it doesn't seem like either team is really trying to rely on dragons as their win con for this match. As they try to take matters into their own hands. We've got a couple running down on a mid, trying to look for the well. Hook doesn't connect.
Yeah, Duck taking top tower here is Feats of Strength going over to Freljord. So this is their first game that they've gotten the boot upgrade. And what I was going to say is that it feels like when you're down in gold like this and down in tempo, as another hook lands, he's 2 levels down though as the flag and drag in onto Bassoon, but the bullet time out, and Lowell with a nice little chunk across. But look at Boxy shredded as a massive kill picks up. So already, and Inferno now is in on his own. He does actually find one. It's another kill, 5 kills. A follow-up hook. Bassoon is just man-moding this as a double kill. Look at this equalizer. Will it be 3? It's a triple kill. What a teleport. How did he get there? He didn't teleport. He just walked down.
He just walked out of base and then rejoined his team at the Dragon. Duck doesn't have TP. He can't join this. Bell finds a roast of the enemy team at the Dragon fight to finish it off. He's going to try to get this plate. No, he's just going to walk away. You could have had this plate, but going to run up to the top side, try to catch these waves.
So much fighting.
DMJ pull another team fight out of nowhere.
So much fighting. 19 kills in 13.5 minutes here. This is a bloody game.
7 minutes. I'm just pointing that out. First blood was 7 minutes.
So it's really exploded across
kills
the map.
in the last 7 minutes.
All right, let's see kind of what happens. I feel like 5 kills onto the Aurelion Soul. That's nice and scaled up at this point. 1-3-1, not exactly what you would want out of the Misfortune, but the bullet time able to rain down across the team, always going to be helpful.
Deep vision from DMJ right now, the bot side. This accompany the Dragon, but man, good vision control from them.
Yeah, and I will say they don't see Bassoon in here though, so Bassoon has found a weak spot in the vision. But Beza will siege in here onto this mid tier 1. It's a very important tower at this point of the game. If they can take down this tower, they can really unlock a lot of the rotations in the map.
Nice hook down.
The hook from Bassoon will land, and it's a follow-up engage from Chestnut. But again, the depth charge is landing. The silence is through. Duck almost in place, able to get the feast charge off. Let's look. Let's see if we can find one more hook from Bassoon. Flash out from Emperor.
Available for Hope if they want to try to dive this tower. Inferno is definitely in the danger zone as the...
I mean, Lowell calls down as the engage. Their skies descend, and it's all bullet time. All this damage is only onto the Leona, but they're not able to capitalize as they fight topside. The junglers, Empro finding the 1v1 onto his counterpart, so it's 2-0 for Freljord as they take 2 fights in different parts of the map. But yeah, Demacia not winning either of them.
Yeah, I think Demacia really needs to play together. That's when they've always looked their best. And when they get into these small one-off skirmishes, that's when Impro on this Viego is going to look his best. We know that Impro is a favor of this Viego. He likes to go for these duels. He's got a collector, for goodness sake. So they need to make sure they're playing as a group and not trying to find these ugly little skirmishes on the side. Inferno is huge. He's got a collector. Keep feeding him these kills. You want to set him up. Don't try to fight on your own.
Yeah, Boxy and Lowell, 2 of the big reasons that they've been able to win game 1 and 2. Here in game 3, not having as good of a game here. So I still believe in Boxy's Jarvan. I think that he can, turn this around and find ways. But really, it's been looking very clean from Freljord. Duck looking really good on this Cho'Gath, able to turn things around. And honestly, the A-Soul is the big standout pick in my opinion.
Yeah, I also from Boxy, I want to see the adaptation when you're 0-4 on this Jarvan pick. You've got that Eclipse. Start building tank. Don't really build any more damage because you've already got this Viego. He's going to beat you in the duel. Your best bet is to just live as long as possible for your team to deal damage.
All right, so
But
Hope
we've got
trying to answer here as the singularity goes down. It's honestly a ton of damage onto Bell, and Empro is going to try and land some CC if they get the stun, but it just misses. I'm not sure how Bell will be able to get out, but what can Demacia do on the other side? It looks like that's just going to be the chase down kill. Demacia will try and siege mid, but Beza with a decent little bit of wave clear here. They don't actually pick up anything, and Bassoon is back on the roam mid looking for a hook. Hook goes
no hook,
just
rupture
wide.
neck. So
Hope is
Freljord
pushing
Frost
in.
setting up themselves for tempo within the mid and bot jungle all the way to the tower. So they have complete control of this area. They're trying to clear out vision, look for a pick out as a stun lands down onto Lowell underneath his own tower. This dragon is the next objective spawning, so they're looking to control this as much as they
Yeah,
possibly can.
Yeah, it's up in 17, 16 seconds here, so I do expect them to try and take this, but again, they're really scaling, so the stun in and a flash out as they didn't want to risk the chain CC with a rupture follow-up, so nice job to get the Leona flash out, and that is one of the major forms of engage, so going to have to look for a traditional Zenith blade with no flash here. Empro, again, on the side, Lowell trying to get some of this poke damage down, but very healthy at the start of this fight. Look for the Cataclysm into
They'll split off for
Equalizer
now.
from
Could be caught
Demacia.
out here by Bassoon. Looking for a hook.
Yeah, and the
Oh.
hook just short here. So, again, we need to see the Equalizer over the top of the
DMJ
Cataclysm.
so separated.
And there's no flash on him. A great rupture. The follow-up hook from Bassoon straight in onto Boxy as the depth charge is out. It lands onto all three. Bullet time across the team. Emperor 1 HP, but he is still alive. He dives in to his death. I don't think he needed to do that. And so it's 1-1 so far. Look at this play, a shutdown as Inferno dives in, the Cataclysm in onto Beza, but there's no follow-up damage. There's the double kill. Duck and Bassoon, what can they do for the Frost? As the Bell, Lowell, and Inferno are diving in. The Demacia Justice looking to close one more. It's a triple kill, and it's a 4-for-1 in the team fight. And Justice, they come from behind, they win it.
Chestnut baits in the enemy team by giving his own life, and Freljord Frost end up giving up 4 of their own as DMJ dance around them, and Inferno finds the engage. They pick off Empro as he dives into the side, and then Hope is brought low. Inferno with a huge dive into the enemy team's backline.
I mean, 8-1-2 on the Samira, absolutely having the game of his life here in Game 3 of the quarterfinals. They're able to bring it within 1,000 gold here. That's their second dragon. I think we usually kind of avoid talking about like misplays, but we need to talk about Empro diving over the wall at literally like 10 HP straight into his death there. I feel like if he had just reset and found a better way in. But that being said, Boxy able to capitalize on it. They found the Cataclysm down onto Beza. Beza pretty much just stuck in there with a Jarvan. And Inferno, after he killed Hope, he just went on a rampage. He found Beza. He found Duck. And
Empro looking to bounce back now, trying to find a pick down top. They have 2, but Bell flashes away. Going to stay safe for himself.
Look at this as they find the Solar Flare in and Inferno in again onto Beza. And Beza 1-5-3. This is one of those situations where it's really tough to be in this situation. 14-14. They've evened it up in kills, and if they get this mid tier 1, this is honestly huge for the way that the support will be able to play the game and find vision. So Emperor and Duck gonna come over here. The Shroud going down. Nice hook here. Able to land, depth charge through and onto Inferno. Boxy hit up as well, the flag and drag across all three, but the Singularity and the Skies descend, and Inferno and Chestnut will be eviscerated as Hope finds 2. Look at Lowell in, is able to find 1, but it's not before Hope picks up a triple, and now Empro finds onto Bell. Boxy is able to answer back onto Hope, though. It's a 4-for-2, but Freljord in another scrappy fight. They do find another way to extend their lead, so they push it back to a 1.5k gold lead.
DMJ Freljord Frost going blow for blow as DMJ finally claw their way back to a neutral game state. Now going slightly behind. It's Yeah, there's a lot
Otacon is
of
big here.
opportunity for DMJ. Otacon is doing a lot of damage down on the duck. 9,000 damage left on the health bar. But Impro has a lot of power to be able
I mean,
to
yeah,
zone Boxy
Duck
off
is
this.
pretty low. They do have
No mana
Feast,
for
but I'm
Duck.
not sure that he actually has the mana. And that is a flag and drag straight in. And they might be able to just continue this as Chestnut is here, but so is Samira and Rumble as Bell and Inferno are trying to find it. It's the Solar Flare in, and that's the jungler down.
Huge.
3,000 health as the teleport in from Hope. What can this dragon do? It won't be enough as Otacon is secured by the Justice. A huge play here, and the confidence. Again, this is why we say boxing on the Jarvan is so good. He started 0-4. He's now 3-4-11, really turning things around for the team. 18-18, and this is the Demacian Justice with a gold lead in the game. Did not think that we would see this when both solo lanes were 3-0 and 3-0 and 1 for the Freljord Frost.
I'm shook. What resilience out of DMJ. They take blow after blow, and they keep coming back. As you mentioned, Boxy, what a recovery. The last one alive and managing to hold the whole play together. What a recovery. I was saying they were down. Now they're back to even and ahead. DMJ bouncing back.
Yeah, this feels like a heavyweight battle where they're both standing in the middle of the ring, not moving. They're just throwing haymaker after haymaker into each other. Already more than 30 kills. We're about to crest 40.
Now for Jarvan.
And yeah, I mean, I think next thing up is probably going to be the Baron. There is Dragon in a minute. This will be a third Dragon, but it's not really a consequential Dragon. So this next big fight
I'm watching
should
out
be
for
this
is
Baron.
that really, I think it's clear for Freljord Frost. The name of the game is Kill Inferno. He's got 9 kills, and before the last set of series of plays, he had almost all of the kills for his entire team. The gold is so focused on him. He's at 11,500 gold compared to the rest of his team who are struggling to keep up with the enemy.
Okay, junglers doing what they do best, hard clearing. And yeah, we're going to see, it looks like Freljord is prioritizing this bot side vision here. A little bit of a reset. Boxy might get caught out. Bassoon looking for the engage. Only level 10 at this point. It's going to start to be a big deal. And Beza 2 levels down on Inferno again. That's been a common theme. We've been able to find Inferno up in levels throughout the series. Yep, I like that. Here's the vision cone comes across as well. All 5 are here, and that is the dive in. A flash. Zenith Blade is through. Emperor's on the side. They do find a lot of damage, but they can't actually get in. The bullet time over the team fight, so they have to back up, but it's a dive in, and they find Emperor on the side. Bell is buying so much time and space. Inferno is in. The Samira is having the moment. It's a double kill. Inferno will burn down a huge kill. The fact that they're able to secure that means that they might be able to find a way to fight this back. Lowell is really the only damage. They have double engage here for Demacia.
Hope has a lot of power. Lowell is quite low.
Simon
If Hope can find just a simple fight over this wall, he could burn them down. But Boxy has the power because there's a flash available for Duck. They could go for this steal.
Yeah, there's no feast. There is flash, but there's no feast, and they're going to look for a little trade here. But the silence in, and look at the singularity damage. So much coming through. Boxy, he doesn't join his team. It's a double kill. Boxy will be the last one remaining. 1,500 HP on the objective. He does secure it with the smite, but that's going to be an ace as Freljord picks up 3 at the end. They don't fight together. They're not a cohesive unit, and they drop one at a time. Pings from Freljord straight onto the Baron, and this could be a decisive moment where they lose the dragon, but they win the team fight, and they're looking to take the bigger neutral objective after.
Yep, 2 stand for DMJ, but there's teleport available for Lowell at 13 seconds. This Baron is going down quickly, though. This Aurelion Soul is going to run out of mana anytime soon. But the map has ample resources for him to restore his mana. It's not going to matter. No approach from
Samira's
DMJ
here,
onto
but
this Baron. Teleport over now.
Samira can't walk in, and this was going to be all 5 members as we watch the teleport straight in. A nice silence. Actually, can he find the solo kill? Duck does have Flash Feast, and he gets the solo. Bolo, it basically straight up in the mid lane.
And
really
a complete
nice
momentum shift here as Freljord Frost shut down the lives of DMJ
stack.
and then pick up the Baron. 26 minutes into the game, and we're back to an advantage for Freljord Frost. And they're looking, they're they're looking to march down and push down some towers, perhaps take an inhib. They've got Sky's Descent available. They've got all of these item breakpoints coming in. I think DMJ needs to pick their next fight very carefully.
Yeah, they were able to find that nice triple kill on the back of that fight where Demacia was split up and Lowell dying back to back. You know, he respawned, teleported, died again, and that's just not what you want to see out of your mid laner. So going from 1-3 to 1-5 in the matter of less than a minute here, we really want to see him continue. You know, him kind of get this turned around, and he's a massive part of this team. Inferno's had an amazing game. He needs some help from his teammates here as Bassoon a pixel away. That was so close to finding it. We've seen Engage here. Yeah, Boxy looking, but Empro finds him out, so the flag and drag is down. Will they be able to find anything?
So it costs them a little bit of their health bar, but pulls the teleport out. If they're able to pull back and only give up this tower, I think they're doing all right for themselves.
I mean, the fact that Freljord has to siege mid-tier 2, I mean, I think that with Baron, if, you know, even if they give up not only this tower, but also the inhibitor, I think this is actually okay.
Oh my
Big demolish proc. Chestnut in with the Zenith Blade in onto Hope, and the depth charge will land. It goes across 3 already. Chestnut demolished. The flash in lands the passive stun. Inferno in on the dash, but Empro able to shut him down quickly. That's 2 dead as the bot lane from Demacia is deleted. And now that they've gotten the inhib and the 2 kills, this might be enough. The ulti in from Empro. He finds the solo kill under tower. Nice little play. Ooh, answers
This could
back.
be a death march all the way to the end with this Baron buff. They've got how many? 3 cannons pushing this tower with them. 4 members still alive. Rumble, fire down onto everybody. 1 drops. No, it's Boxy that drops, and Freljord Frost still stand 4 strong, trying to end this game.
Yeah, they're happy to just let this you know, continue to push out. Inferno's up in 6 seconds now, but I don't think you can really do anything. But they decide with Baron recalled, they'll just get a quick recall in. And again, we said this last game, we said this last series, not last game, last series, but any time where even if you're losing, even if it feels doomed, if you can keep your Nexus alive and live to fight for another couple seconds, that's a win for you, right? The game's only over when your Nexus explodes. So Demacia finding a sliver of hope here. And, you know, Aurora with that kill under tower is able to pick up a little bit more gold. Only 2 items compared to the 4 full completed items from the Aurelian Soul. Hope having a massive impact in the game.
352 Stardust stacks on the Aurelian Soul at this point in the game. Dragon spawning the next minute. This is sole point for DMJ if they can manage to sneak out another win. But these fights are looking more and more dominant for Freljord Frost. This Aurelian Soul scaling the late game is terrifying. Now, 14 kills, and he's a lot more survivable than a Samira.
Dragon is up in 40 seconds, but I don't expect it to be a massive priority for Freljord. It is the soul for Demacia, so they might just want to take it because they have a bit of an advantage here, but I feel like they could be looking for a way to end the game instead. But maybe they just want to have the security. And I can't tell if that was stolen. I think that was. So Beza with a steal, able to land the double up and take that away from Boxy.
Cute little steal.
Alright, things evening up a little bit. Chestnut with a really nice blast cone there.
I gotta point out, Bassoon with a nice CS lead over Chestnut in this match.
Yeah. Alright, worth pointing out. So, alright, and they're onto the Dragon. Of course, not contested. I think Demacia is happy to be able to get anything back. It looks like they're going to try and get 2 towers. And 2 towers of global gold might be, you know, one of the ways
this answer, assuming they can escape as Bassoon goes forward. Depth charge down onto Inferno. Flash over the wall to escape. Chestnut caught alone on the backside of it. Rupture lands.
Yeah,
but DMJ are closing.
Surely Chestnut will die for their sins, but is he the only one as a follow-up hook lands? And here comes the play. It's the equalizer across as Empro is down. Lowell is one shot. He has to get out. Bell will drop. Inferno, one of the last chances. He dashes in. He does a lot of damage, but it won't be enough. It's a 4-for-1. Hope, double kill, flashing forward, flying in. It's a triple kill and an ace for Freljord as they begin to knock down the structures from the Demacian Justice. They have their backs against the wall. After going down in the series 0-2, they will bounce back in Game 3. They'll pick up the victory, and they will bring us to a Game 4. The Freljord Frost freeze out the Justice, and they move on. They live to see one more game.
Freljord Frost bounce back in Game 3, and I'm so excited. We're going to see more of this crazy series. 33-23 on the scoreboard in a 31-minute game. And we didn't have first blood until 7 minutes.
Crazy game.